Hi. This is Jacob Nash with JNGL. This is Lesson 7, Unit 4. Sorry, I said that backwards. Unit 7, Lesson 4. Quadrilaterals. That's a word that's hard for me to say quick. We already learned what the areas were in the last, video, but now let's look at just some of the basic properties and let's compare them. So let's see how this goes. Alright, that's not working. Let's try this again. Alright, let's try to say that all these sides are equal. So, let's just do this. Alright, that's not working at all. Let's just go on to the pencil tool. So, let's say all these are equal. That's too big of a size. These are all equal. Now, I'm sorry that everything is always messy when I do this. And let's say that these are equal sides that are 90 degrees. I know that one is curved just because this really annoying website curves when I draw. So this would be a square, if you couldn't tell already. So factors of a square is that a square is a parallelogram, it's a rhombus, and it's a rectangle. It's all of those things. So how? Well, let's see. I said that it was a parallelogram. Well, what is that? That's this. Not that, because that's terribly drawn. And then let's connect the sides. What a parallelogram basically is just it has two sets of parallel sides. They're not all parallel to each other because that couldn't even be a shape. So basically a square has parallel sides too, but I just didn't need to draw that at that moment. But obviously, because they wouldn't be right angles if they weren't parallel. But that's what a parallelogram is. So that points to a square because that is a square. A parallelogram is not a square, but a square is a parallelogram. So now the next thing I said was that it was a rhombus. Let's see what a rhombus is. So that's what kind of shape it looks like, but what factors are true about that? So there's equal sides. All the sides are equal. That is the case, even though it doesn't look like it in the drawing. And they also have parallel sides, two sets. That's a little messy. So in fact, a rhombus is also a parallelogram, so that can point to it. But since all sides are equal with a square, as well as parallel sides, a rhombus can point to that, because it's that also. Now, I also said that it was a rectangle. Let's see what a rectangle is like. So you know what kind of shape a rectangle looks like. It kind of looks like this. And on a rectangle, there are 90-degree angles. There are also parallel sides, but the sides are not all equal to each other. Only the opposite ones are. So, since there's all parallel sides, a rectangle is also a parallelogram. But since there's 90-degree angles, then a square is also a rectangle. but a square is not. A square is a rectangle, but a rectangle is not a square. Basically, if you combine a rhombus, rectangle, and parallelogram, then there you go. It becomes a square. There is another kind of quadrilateral. It's kind of an outsider. It a trapezoid. So there's only one set of parallel sides, and it's the top and bottom. The other ones just go like this. They will meet at some point. Honestly, a trapezoid could kind of look like the bottom of a triangle, but there's nothing about the angles that are necessarily alike that calls it to be any of the following things. So it doesn't have to do with any of this. It's not a parallelogram, it's not a rhombus, it's not a rectangle, and it's not a square. So that is basically what quadrilaterals are. Thank you for watching.